Come in.
There's no easy way to say this. I've run some tests, and I'm afraid I don't have good news. His kidneys are failing, and the medications aren't working. And at this point in time, all that we can really do is provide supportive care.
What do you mean by supportive care?
Hospital policy dictates that patients in their father's state need to be given supportive care, allowing them to proceed through this process as, in the most comfortable manner possible.
What process? What process?
I'm afraid your husband is dying, and there's really nothing more that we can do.
But no, there has to be something. We've been married for 54 years. We have Mark's wedding coming up. He has to hold on. We have to do something.
And I understand this. The hospital cannot deny treatment to a patient in situations like this before it's gone before an ethics committee. And there's one meeting this afternoon.
Doc, you gotta do whatever you can do. You gotta do whatever you can do, Doc.
I will, sir.
I got his wedding's coming up. I just never thought I would see that day. I really want to see my son get
I
married.
understand. Well, the meeting is this afternoon. I'm going to do everything that I can to make sure they see things from your perspective. I'll be back this afternoon after the meeting's complete. The situation sucks no matter how you look at it. Either way, this guy's going to take up resources that could go to somebody who could benefit a lot more greatly. Someone who could live. He's not going to live. I know I have to be a patient's advocate, and that's what I'm going to do. It doesn't mean I agree with it.
Right.
James.
Oh, hey there, Doc.
I'm glad I ran into you. Have you had a chance to review the Mr. Goodson case?
I did, and I've been meaning to come and talk to you about it. I just don't understand what the reasoning here is with bringing us up to the ethics committee. I think it's futile. I mean, we both know how the hospital takes these type of issues in end-of-life care. It's either way, he's not really a good candidate for treatment, and it's going to come out of the hospital's pocket. That's where, I mean, where's the money going to come from? That's what's going to happen. So I don't know if we should even bring it up. I'm glad that we have physicians who want to advocate for their patients, and they really do a good job. But they have trouble seeing, why these guidelines are in place. I'm the hospital administrator, and, it's my job to take care of the greatest number of patients and provide them with the greatest amount of care. And sometimes it's not really easy to make those decisions, and we have to base them on the bottom line. Not everyone sees it this way.
Next we come to Mr. Greg Goodson, a 78-year-old male in end-stage renal disease. Dr. Austin wants to get the hospital to grant him an exception to start renal dialysis. However, I think that this case is pretty futile. Can you explain your reasoning?
So Mr. Goodson just wants to live long enough to see his son get married, which is only 6 weeks away. He's a veteran. I feel like this is the least we can do for him. He and his family completely understand that this is not going to be curative. It's only going to prolong his life. I understand that there are hospital guidelines that go directly against this, but I feel like in this case, we really need to grant him an exception.
Very well. What are the thoughts of the committee?
Well, I think you hit the nail on the head, Dr. Austin, is that there are guidelines. And we can't be changing around these guidelines just for certain cases. This is going to come out of the hospital charity fund, which means that we're not going to have the kind of funding that we need to take care of other patients. So we're going to lose out on taking care of patients who might actually be able to benefit from something that's going to save their life down the road. So I can't support this.
Well, I disagree with that completely. I feel as though the decision to prolong your life should be the patient's and the patient's alone. And if this patient wants that treatment, I feel as though we should give it to them. Now, it may, as you say, cost us the ability down the line to treat other people who need this, but with the decision at hand right now, this is the one I can live with, to let us prolong his life.
I also support the patient's decision. I mean, granting him this extra bit of time could really help him and his family gain some closure.
I'm gonna be honest, I'm disappointed with the committee right now. The guidelines exist for a reason, like James just said. we tend to set a precedence with these votes that's going to go on in the future. If we start giving this away to everybody that needs it, then we're really going to take a lot away from people we can help. And it's going to be futile. He's terminal. It's not a good situation, but I can't support it.
Well, it seems we've reached a hung jury regarding Mr. Goodson, and Dr. Austin, the primary physician, always gets a vote in these cases. So the decision whether to start dialysis is up to you. And you understand the consequences. I'm sure you'll make the right decision.
I really hate the ethics committee. Waste half your day while we sit around and then decide you do whatever you were normally going to do. How does that help me? Granted, sitting on the meeting helped me see that there's more to this than just the outcome of my patient, but really that only makes it harder. I didn't want to have to make this decision.
Come in, Doc.
Good news. The ethics committee, we met, we talked, and we've granted you dialysis until Mark's wedding.
That's great news. That's great.
Awesome.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Doc. Thank you.
Even though I disagree with the treatment, I'm going to treat this man. I can't be the one to kill him. I'm a doctor, and I'm going to fight for my patients until the very end. Maybe that's not the decision that the ethics committee was going for. But when it comes down to it, whatever I think doesn't really matter. I'm going to fight for my patients, and the ethics committee is going to try and kill him. I guess we'll meet halfway.